Here's a little video for you that expresses a fact about what I've been explaining about David Icke being made from my white cubic stone that was stolen from me by a lot of Satanists and evidently the family of Jesus and some witches. This is just a simple rendition of a cube, a big white cubic stone, you could say. And you've heard me mention on one of my videos, on one of my YouTube videos, that David Icke is my unfolded cube and was made from my cube that was stolen from me, right? A piece of my body that was manifested. And I've expressed, quite honestly, that David Icke has expressed the shape of an unfolded cube, that being the Christian cross, on the front of one of his books. That's a message to me to tell me who he is and about his origins, right? Now here's a cube, pretty rough hewn cube from just a simple piece of cardboard, six-sided shape in the shape of a box, right? When you unfold that, look what shape you get. David Icke's information and David Icke are the originators of the demonic religion known as Christianity. My information expresses that fact. My comments on David Icke's videos, commented by somebody called Super Hulk, for some strange reason, are quite apt and suitably worded so that you can understand what I've been saying about the origins of Christianity and the origins of David Icke. And that's all satanic and corrupt. And everything that's born of corruption ends in destruction. Now, if you look at other videos on YouTube, put in the little search box, churches being destroyed, and you'll see that churches all around the world are being destroyed, either by hands of people that have been listening to me, or by acts of God, strangely enough, earthquakes and things like that, and hurricanes, for some strange reason. I've expressed enough facts about David Icke in a very short amount of information that correlates and makes sense. I've expressed facts about somebody called Brian Marcus, who is Bob Marley raised from the dead, and who was Jesus and became Jesus 2,000 years ago because of a judgment in the name of Rottweilers, which is writers to L. Bob Marley cursed the world with that bogus song about redemption involving mental slavery and having to fulfill the book. There is no freedom in mental slavery, and there is absolutely no freedom in fulfilling the Bible. And ironically, Jesus, that being Brian Marcus, Bob Marley raised from the dead, instigated the theft of my cube and was involved in that with members of his family, including some very important figures from the past, such as Macrianus, which I'm sure Roman historians would know about, and other beings who are the progenitors of the Christian faith and who are also bringing about the end of the Christian faith. And the Christian faith is demonic, all because of information on David Icke's website about the American government, so-called, doing a deal with the aliens, humans for technology. And strangely enough, the government in question that Brian Marcus is a member of is the government of hell, as depicted in the book of the Goetia. You should read that book. There's a character in that book, a spirit, whatever you want to call that individual, that can turn water into wine. That person is only ever mentioned in only one book that's spread around the world. That is the Bible. I could say I rest my case. You all need to know about this, because if you value your children, especially your first male children and any children, in the hands of people that have been brainwashed into being pedophiles and perverts because of David Icke's information and because of what somebody tried and thankfully failed to do to me, Christianity has to go, and so does David Icke. And so do all the idiots involved in bringing about David Icke's information. And that does include Masons and Templars. David Icke expresses that Masons do evil things, yes, and they pretend to be on your side or whatever while they're doing that. They have this front about them. David Icke's information is evil. Only evil comes from evil information. David is no prophet. Prophets in the past used to foresee and foretell propitious events and propitious happenings, positive events and positive happenings. David Icke only comes out of evil information, and I can assure you is bringing into order the new world order. Look at what's been happening around the world since David Icke's information has been expressed. Look at what's been happening around the world since the Bible has been spread everywhere. Famine, pestilence, plague, war, slavery. Think for yourself. Take a step back, as David Icke suggests on his earliest website. Take a step back and think about what David's doing. Oh, and no one doing anything about David Icke in regard to his enemies, the elitists, and all these powerful companies and powerful families is very suspicious. And there is no excuse for that. If they wanted to get rid of him, they would have. But he's doing their work for them. He's making them all rich and powerful in the past with that evil information. Something I've been involved, somebody had me involved in doing, to provide, apparently.